Hello and welcome to another mini tutorial from Upvc Spares for Repairs. My name's Michael and this one is about using wedge gaskets, which are usually installed from the inside of the house to secure the glass when the beading that holds the glass into the window or door is fitted from outside. So we'll describe what we need from you to help choose the correct part. So we're going to work out today what information we need for a wedge gasket. And for people that don't know what a wedge gasket is, the wedge gasket is the final gasket that's inserted after the window has been assembled and the beading has been put in place from the outside of the home. So I'm going to do a drawing which I hope will help explain exactly what we need from you to be able to give you the correct part. It's going to be a rough and ready drawing, so there's no rulers used here. Here we go. This represents your outer frame into which you're going to put the double glazed unit first and then the beading second. So we'll draw in the double glazed unit. So there's your double glazed unit in place. It sits on top of a packer to support it. The next thing that's fitted is the beading. That will run across here, down, and the beading is usually what we call a shuffle bead, which means that even when you've put a gasket in place, I'll draw the gasket in red. Even when you've put a gasket in place, which is located into the rear of the bead, you drop the beading in and it shuffles back underneath this lip by this double glazed unit going right up to here, allows it to locate and slide back. So clearly from that you can understand that the last gasket that goes in has got to be the wedge gasket. So you will put the double glazed unit in, push it over here without the gasket in there, drop the bead in and shuffle it back, then move the double glazed unit back over so it sits in this position. And then the wedge gasket goes in last and goes in there. Now this wedge gasket, which is what usually people are ordering because they've shrunk over the years, people get confused because they don't know what size wedge gasket to order. So this is what we will need to get you the right part. Here is the rough shape of the wedge gasket, and this dimension here is what we need in millimeters. We're not really interested in the height, not necessarily the shape, but sometimes they'll come with an extra leg that does this. That dimension across there is the body of the gasket, and that is usually, provided that the correct gasket is installed in the window in the first instance, that is the size that we need in millimeters. And they vary from 1.5 to sometimes up to 15 millimeters, dependent on what type of frame it's going into. So that's the principle. That's the idea of getting the message out. And I hope that's helped you for moving forward with gaskets.